group that we've had to, the audiologists or the speech therapists, have got their own specific area of, and it's not always easy to say, well, the audiologist will test and say, listen, your child is deaf. Then you say, well, what next? And they say, well, we can fit your child with hearing aids, but how's he going to fit in? How are we going to have to accommodate? How are we going to have to change our sort of lifestyle? And I think that's what one of the benefits that we've had from High Hopes is that you can actually say, well, what to do next, what to do now. And for me, the priority is, because I love reading, is to say, how do I read to my child? They're deaf, they don't understand, they're not hearing me. And that was, I think, one of my first questions to Carla is, how do I do it? One of the biggest benefits for us is, for me, and my husband has as well, is to learn sign language. Because Luke's first word was, which is light. And so, and he used that sign around the time that a normal hearing child would say their first word. So for me to suddenly have that understanding that even though he's deaf and he doesn't speak, he still has language. And that's quite a hard concept for anybody to understand when a child isn't speaking. I mean, you can listen to his language now and see, okay, maybe he's on between an 18 and 24 month verbal language. But what he understands in terms of signing, I can have a whole conversation with him in the bath when he doesn't have his speech processor on and he understands what I'm saying. The support, which is incredible. I mean, Carla's been with Carla Indiana when he had his operation, when they switched the implant on, when any stage. They've been there to support the information, just so many things. I mean, it's been like having a sort of a supportive family member, but without the subjective. It's, what information do you need? Here's the information. Being a parent is hard enough. It's difficult because you're always wondering, am I doing the right thing? But definitely a better parent, because I think sometimes, with just a small thing like discipline, is how do you discipline a deaf child? Because they're walking towards a plug and you're saying, don't go there, don't go there. But so you almost stop disciplining your deaf child because there's a bit of a sympathy factor. It's like, shame, he already has so many things stacked against him. But also, how do I do it? How do I, and you know, so my next question to Carla at a meeting would be, how do I discipline him? So you develop sort of along there, that's dangerous. You teach him the sign for dangerous. The concept is deaf child can go into the naughty corner. So it's that constructive part of how to be a better parent, how to cope with something that, you know, it's just, you can never understand what it's like to be deaf until you are. And as a hearing person, you can never understand that. And the minute we decided that we were going to do the operation for Luke, is Carla said, would you like to discuss anything with a parent whose child had just had one? So I was able to phone another family and say, how did it go, what happened, how does the whole operation work, what is the procedure, and to get that kind of information. So it's invaluable. I think the biggest pity is that it ends now. What, having them involved? No, it's free.
What?
It's free of charge. Okay. The service that they offer, they come to your home once a week, and so, no, it's basically a service that they offer.